Welcome back everybody to Clegcoms for the Red Arrows F1 League here for round 5 of this 14 round season as we're here for qualifying for the closing stages of the qualifying session here. We've currently got Brad Races sat on provisional pole position here by about a tenth and a half of a second over Pavlison, who sits in second place. You've got Sniper C currently third place with Super Striker, the championship leader, in fourth place at the moment. Obviously comes in tonight with a pretty solid lead in the championship, and he's also just gone into second place there with that last lap of his. So Super Striker there moving up the leaderboard quite significantly with that last lap, as Pavlison there goes P1. So the times are coming in thick and fast at this stage in the session. Obviously the track is going to be ramping up at this point, and drivers are going to be at their most confident that they've been throughout all of their practice and all of their acclimatisation to this circuit Gilles Villeneuve tonight. But here for the Canadian Grand Prix tonight, it's currently Pavlison on provisional pole ahead of Brad and Super Striker, but Brad's currently out there on a lap. And as we said, the track's ramping up, and Super Striker wasn't able to usurp Brad's time before the track had ramped up. So let's see if Brad can extend his margin over with Super Striker and maybe move back onto provisional pole here. Obviously Brad would love to have a car between himself and his main championship rival here tonight, who comes into this Super Striker 11 points ahead of Brad in the championship. So let's see what Brad can do here as he comes through the final chicane and up towards the line here. Is it going to be pole position here for Brad? He's not actually well down actually. Sorry, that was an outlap. What? Why did my brain not clock that was an outlap? Sorry, I don't quite know what happened there. I must say I'd love to investigate how that happened, because I really don't have the answers. Sniper C even is definitely on an in lap here, so he's not going to be improving on this current lap. We've got Young Ionzi and Angry Guns are all on out laps. Valungus is coming down the back straight, but appears to be on an in lap as well, or maybe a second out lap, God knows at this point. I'm hesitating just to say anything right now because it will probably turn out to be immediately wrong, but Weebu seems to be coasting around. We've got a Sauber that's definitely on a lap there, although yeah, Sniper C definitely on a lap here, currently in P4 in this session, about 6/10 off of the provisional pole time. Now, is anyone else on a lap before we... Yep, okay, Super Striker is. So Super Striker here coming down the back straight towards the final chicane. Now let's see if he can put it on pole here, as he absolutely tears through that final chicane and up towards the line he comes. Is it going to be pole here for Super Striker? No, it's not. He misses out by 3/10, so nothing doing there for him. As Pavlison there's in the pits. We've got Brad, who's just starting a lap at the moment. We've got Sniper C coming down the back straight, 600ths up on his personal best. His personal best are well off for the time to beat though. Sniper C will need to find an absolute bag of time in the final sector if he's to put it on pole. Here he comes towards the line. It's an improvement, but not by much at all. He does move ahead there of Youngie, as Angry Guns there moves up into 5th place on that final run of the session. So lovely lap there from Angry Guns. Onzi's moved into 7th place as well, so solid time there from him as Valungis comes over the line and stays in P8 for the time being. Who else is on a lap? Let's try and find some drivers who are on flying laps. ZX Tenor over the line, stays P11. We've got Richie coming through the first sector at the moment. I wonder if that's an in lap there for Richie. Northover over the line and does improve fractionally there into P13. But it does look like Pavlison's got this one in the bag here. Jordan's finished the session, P17 for Jordan, not the qualifying at all that he'd have been hoping for. We've got Hell Driver, who is retired from the session, so I don't know if that's a crash or whether it's a retirement. Young, he's been DQ'd for driving the wrong way, which is never what you want to see. Let's see who else. I think that's it. And yeah, just got to apologise to everybody for jumping in here very, very late on. Probably actually not going to use this footage, if I'm perfectly honest. I might just put it in for a little 5-minute segue whilst I'm waiting for the race to upload. But yeah, shocking from me. Anyway, so Pavlison there putting it on pole by 0.2 of a second ahead of Brad in 2nd place, with Super Striker there in 3rd place and Sniper C 4th. So championship coming into tonight, we've got Super Striker who leads the championship on 97 points. He's 11 points clear of Brad, who starts just in front of him in second place on the grid, and also second place in the championship. Bit of a gap between those two and everybody else. We've got Sniper C and ZX Tenor separated by a point on 59 and 58 points respectively in third and fourth places. Jordan Hillier sits in fifth place on 49 points, but tonight's certainly not going to be the situation that he needed if he's to continue his high-flying performances so far this season. He starts down in 16th place here tonight, so Jordan with a lot of work to do for sure. But Valungis is 6th on 48 points. Then you've got Bo in 7th on 46, Youngie 8th on 43, ahead of Onslow in 9th on 41. Then you've got Angry Guns P10 on 33 points, ahead of Archie in 11th on 29, Brandon 12th on 25 points, with Ligorius 13th on 25, and then you've got Richie in 14th on 20 points. Jam sits 15th on 17, ahead of McCarthy, who's 16th on 13. James in 17th on 10, ahead of Glenn, who's 18th on 8. And you got Brad in 19th on 6, ahead of Boo, who is 20th on 6 points. Wes 21st on 5, ahead of Pavlison, who's on 4 points so far this season. That looks set to change tonight, as long as he can keep himself out of trouble. With Corey 23rd on 2 points, and Hicklin rounding out the standings on 1 point. But that is your grid. Pavlison on pole, with Brad, Super Striker and Sniper C right behind him.